I would simply like to say that I think this has been one of the great days of America. And I think this march will go down as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, demonstrations for freedom and human dignity ever held in the United States.
Stacey Henry. I am Special Assistant to the Mayor of Omaha for Urban Affairs and Community Engagement. When I first came to the administration 2 years ago, the mayor really wanted to do something to extend the MLK program past one day and wanted to make sure that it was an opportunity for all citizens.
This marks the 26th year that we have been celebrating as a nation Dr. Martin Luther King. We have much to do, still much to do in this country, in this state, and then in this city as we bring people together this week. Thank you.
Call to action really begin to utilizing the King holiday as more than just one day, but it should be something that's lived out 365 days a year.
Kicked off was Big Mama's kitchen, where we actually had Big Mama's prepare Dr. King's favorite foods, and we had people in, some elected officials, residents, and other community partners that came in, and they had a vintage bus that came in, so that was one of the big things that kick off the whole week. One of the most exciting things that happened was we were doing some brainstorming back in, I think, late November, talking about Rosa Parks and talking about the historical connection with buses and the Freedom Riders and others.
My name is Deborah Bunting. I'm Heritage Arts Manager for the Nebraska Arts Council. My involvement with MLK Week was primarily designing and putting together the Black History Mobile Museum. We worked very closely with the City of Omaha, Stacey Henry, and others to put together a museum that would detail the civil rights era in Omaha, but also tie it into what was going on nationally.
I'll be super quick. Thank you to everyone who's helped get the materials we have this year for the first time, thanks to Metro providing us bus, a mobile civil rights museum.
Craig Hall works very closely with Stacey Henry in the mayor's office. He was a great partner. He was there every single step of the way. He was there assisting in putting the museum together, served as one of the greeters during many of the museum visits, and just kind of head cheerleader for the whole project.
Because we constantly have to teach the history of civil rights, and so we're going to do it, and this is the first year, so next year we get it better and better, and but we like the idea of the mobile civil rights museum.
The mobile museum really epitomized and gave a timeline of the history of the civil rights, not only nationally but also in Omaha.
Response to that bus, and now you have schools and other institutions that are requesting, can we do this on a longer period of time, bring it to other schools, and that's exactly just set in motion even a bigger vision of what can happen with that bus. My understanding is over 500 people during that week actually walked through that mobile museum.
One of our advantages is we can spin on a dime. We can do something very quickly. Stacey, we met last week, and we were able to spin this very quickly because it's important to us.
Bob Rose and I had a chance to work on a project together, and it's been some years since we've had a chance to get reconnected. He called us and said, hey, there's something unique coming out. It's a great opportunity for Omaha. Is there a way for us to work together on this? And it just so happened that it fell within MLK Week.
We're going to invest our time and energy right into this thing, and I think some people are a little surprised at how fast we can spin stuff. But
and talking to Stacey Henry, she got excited about it. Vicky, and then the partnership that developed with Exarban Cinema. It's unbelievable how quickly all those things came together, but it shows again, when people are willing to step forward and get involved and do their part, the incredible things that can happen.
It's a documentary of the Tuskegee Airmen called Double V, and that was held at the Exarban Cinema.
To hear their stories of the racism and just separatism and a lot of things that they had to endure for their opportunity, not only to protect the country and be considered patriots, but because they knew they were doing it to set a platform for African Americans, was just unbelievable.
And to me, the documentary gave me an opportunity to really appreciate what they had to endure being in the military, but also having the opportunity to showcase their skills and what they were able to do.
Eric Mahmoud, who is doing innovative things in Minneapolis, tremendous success with African-American boys, African-American young men and women.
So we started assessing our children on a weekly basis. We know exactly what our children need in order to support their success. The real question is, who's going to be there for our children on their road to life in this race? Who's going to be there to raise them up? Who's going to help them cross the finish line? And I hope that hopefully the people in here have made that commitment to take our children across the finish line. Thank you very much.
We're doing a lot of good things in Omaha on the education front, and this was just another piece to bring in and talk about what are the other things that can be done to add to our mix to make us even better.
We focused on education because education was very important to Dr. King, and we know that education provides a platform or a pathway out of poverty.
We're looking for not just a short-term partnership with him, but we're sharing notes, best practices with him. He's sharing with us, and I'm just really encouraged by what we're learning about.
12% of African American boys in 4th and 8th grade are proficient nationally in reading and math. 100% of our boys in 8th grade proficient in reading. Math proficiency for Harvest and Best compared to other schools in our neighborhood. These students at these other schools, they're the same students. They play in the same neighborhood. So what's the difference? It has everything to do with the program that we're giving them. This is what we call our gap closing framework.
Eric Mahmoud was the guest speaker, and we also had some poetry, we had some singing.
I want my city to be the #1 place for black men to thrive, not the #1 place for black men to die. We not only failed to live, but we failed to try.
In North
How
Omaha,
can we continue to do wrong when
you
we
can
know
see a
we
young
can
man
die?
singing a tremendous song just from his soul, from his spirit, and connecting with the audience. You can see you have other musicians that just, Nate Bray, just really connected in a powerful way. A young woman, African-American young woman, doing spoken word and talking about helping us help ourselves.
But all the time I lost, I only get back in my mind. So help us. But more importantly, help us to help ourselves. Thank you.
That was one of the most memorable pieces all week long, helping us help ourselves.
Good evening. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Steve Altman, the Chief of Staff for Mayor Settle, and I'm honored to be here on his behalf tonight. We have an educator and somebody that doesn't give up. It was a great honor to have you here in Omaha. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Proud of you.
I just feel like I'm at home, just the spirit here. I mean, we have a one-day celebration in Minneapolis, Minnesota. You have a whole week. That's just absolutely incredible.
Just an opportunity to showcase the talent that we have in Omaha and to really hear from our speaker the dream and what that dream meant to him, and then how he is actually taking that dream and living out that dream in terms of what he's doing to help our young African-American men to become men and to become productive in society.
Tomorrow night we have our concluding event. As we talk about the legacy in our community, we are very fortunate and blessed to have 3 surviving Tuskegee Airmen who live here in Nebraska. And what a more perfect way to conclude this week with celebrating the legacy that they've left for each of us.
Premiere of Red Tails, the Tuskegee Airmen movie, was held on Friday, and that was a premiere that I will never forget. The excitement that was there when I walked in and to see the red carpet was something to let me know that this is real.
It actually kind of fit in well with the overall theme of Leave Your Legacy, because what we want to encourage is Dr. King was just one person, and his legacy continues through us. So if it wasn't for people like the Tuskegee Airmen, there wouldn't be a Dr. King or a civil rights movement, because those things actually happen.
That night you have over 700 people come together, civic leaders, residents, the original Tuskegee Airmen, It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, my name is John Beasley.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm an actor, director. I think this is a very important film. I'm glad to see it.
Rudy Smith, and I'm glad to be here on this historic occasion. It's historic, and the Red Tails and the Tuskegee Airmen is something all of us be proud as part of American history.
You know, I'm just so happy that this story is being told. You know, it took a long time.
And I'll never forget when the Tuskegee Airmen were getting ready to go into the movie theater before it started, and people were taking pictures of the airmen just filing into the movie theater, and you would have literally thought it was a Sundance Festival or a Cannes Festival, just simply because of the excitement and to see them there and everyone wanting to get a picture or just to touch them.
But they can't lose. Yeah, try it. No, thanks, Julia. I really like the food other people's. Good luck, y'all.
You know, the experience for me was overwhelmingly it was just amazing.
The movie, the premiere, all of the events leading up to the movie were all just wonderful. It was a wonderful opportunity for Black actors to play positive roles.
An experience I'll never forget.
I think the event was absolutely fantastic. To think that we were able to pull this off in about 7 or 8 days, that's pretty impressive, and I think anybody here saw how special that was.
Oh my goodness, we were excited. We've been getting calls from everyone in the city and even relatives all over the country.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, man. I just felt so proud of the brothers that paved the way for us. It was just an incredible tribute to those guys. I left out of it with tears in my eyes.
So when people come out, they're moved, and it's fun to be a part of that. We've always thought when you have a movie that people love, and we're inviting people into our living room to watch a movie. That's the way we treat our theaters. And when we can have that many people come in here and have that much fun, it's an incredible high for us.
Well, this movie, I think we've got to make sure we get more and more of our young people and even adults, because there's so much history here and so much that sense of overcoming. We have always overcome, no matter what the challenge was or what people said we could not do. We found a way to figure out how to do it.
The message that I would hope people take away is that everybody can make a difference. No matter how big or small that difference might be, it still is something that no one else could do but that person.
Because oftentimes you hear there's nothing going on in Omaha or there's nothing to do, but I beg to differ.
When we come back to the key point of honor the legacy, take action now, that's really symbolically and really the whole essence of the week is take action now.
It just shows that the best is yet to come for North Omaha. There are so many wonderful things that we have in plans, including the formation of a North Omaha Arts Alliance.
No matter where you are, in your neighborhood, in your school, in your home, in your business, in your church, wherever it might be, take action now, get involved.
And we're hoping to even build on that for next year. And I have to applaud the mayor's office and Stacey Henry and Craig Howell for their efforts and for being the leader for the whole MLK events.
We're building momentum now of what can happen when the arts, entertainment, history elements are brought together. Arts, culture, history has a way of it's almost a magnet and something that everybody can connect with, and then you can, once you have them connected, now you can move to the next level.
That's the overall goal. I think we will continue in that process of, encouraging people to become engaged, to take action now, be involved, and not just expect that all of our hopes and dreams ride on one particular person, but it actually depends on all of us to make a difference.